before we get into it, let's see what Cracker Barrel. Did they really change the logo? Way back machine. I don't remember what green or blue means. Yeah, look at that. Go back to fucking the real logo. Look at that. They put some ugly ass logo. We don't want that. We want the old man sitting on the goddamn barrel, bitch. You hear me? Stupid dumbass bitch. We want the old man sitting on the barrel. Fuck fucking Cracker Barrel, bitch. You want to act like that? You that dumbass CEO. I hope you get fired, you stupid dumb bitch. We want the logo back. There is no other logo. Let's go look at the other logos. It's pretty much just been like that forever. Yeah, put the racism back in Cracker Barrel, goddammit. Yeah, nobody wants that fucking ugly, like, why they try to go so simplistic with their logos now? There's no uniqueness with the fucking logos. Alright, let's get this shit going. Today we're doing phishing analysis fundamentals. Learn all components that make up an email. Huh.
Spam and phishing are common social engineering attacks. In social engineering, phishing attack vectors can be a phone call, a text message, or an email. As you should have already guessed, our focus is on email as the attack vector. We all should be somewhat familiar with what spam is. No matter what, these emails somehow find their way into our inboxes. The first email classified as spam dates back to 1978, and it's still thriving today. Phishing is a serious attack vector that you,
as the first email classified as spam dates back to 19. Email? How long was email been around? What? Well, that's kind of interesting. I kind of want to hear about that. The origin. Let's look at history of spam. I did not.
The origin of spam dates to 1978, when Gary Werg, a marketing manager for the now defunct computer company Digital Equipment Corporation, sent out an unsolicited mass email promoting his firm's computer products. Sent to hundreds of computers over ARPANET, a precursor to the Internet, see DARPA, Werg's message immediately provoked ire among the recipients and a reprimand from the network's administrators. Werg's email is now widely credited as the first example of spam, although the term was not used to refer to unsolicited mass emails until many years later. The inspiration for using the term is believed to be a 1970s Monty Python's Flying Circus television sketch in which a group of Vikings sing a chorus about spam, a processed meat product, that drowns out all other conversation at a restaurant.
gonna be Python spam. Let's.
Could I have egg, bacon, spam and sausage without the spam? What do you mean? I don't like spam! Can't have egg, bacon, spam and sausage without the spam!
What the fuck, man? That's funny as shit. The origin of spam.
Don't make a fuss, dear. I'll have your spam. I love it. I'm having spam, 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 spam. Spam, baked beans, spam, spam, and spam. Baked beans are off. We can have spam instead. You mean spam, 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 spam? Yes.
That's crazy. That's the origin of spam, guys? Huh. I learned something. Alright.
Phishing is a serious attack vector that you, as a defender, will have to defend against. An organization can follow all the recommended guidelines when it comes to building a layered defense strategy. Still, all it takes is an inexperienced and unsuspecting user within your corporate environment to click on a link or download and run a malicious attachment which may provide an attacker a foothold into the network. Many products help combat.
Damn, I wasn't paying attention. Do that again.
An organization can follow all the recommended guidelines when it comes to building a layered defense strategy. Still, all it takes is an inexperienced and unsuspecting user within your corporate environment to click on a link or download and run a malicious attachment which may provide an attacker a foothold into the network. Many products help combat spam and phishing, but realistically these emails still can get through. When they do, as a security analyst, you need to know how to analyze these emails to determine if they're malicious or benign. Furthermore, you will need to gather information about the email to update your security products to prevent malicious emails from making their way back into a user's inbox. In this room, we'll look at all the components involved with sending emails across the internet and how to analyze email headers.
Ooh, that's all I'd like to know. Is that that nigga's name? I don't know who these niggas even are. Trey Dickerson, I know that nigga. Nope. they blocked me. David might open to work. That nigga stupid. Huh. I blow my nose.
It's only appropriate to start this room by mentioning the man who invented the concept of emails and made the @ symbol famous. The person responsible for the contribution to the way we communicate was Ray Tomlinson. The invention of the email dates back to the 1970s for ARPANET. Yep, probably before you were born. Definitely, before I was born. Smiley face. So, what makes up an email address? User mailbox, or username, @ domain. Let's look at the following email address, billy@johndoe.com. The user mailbox is billy@. Thanks Ray. The domain is johndoe.com. To simplify this even further, think about the street on which you live on. You can think of your street as the domain. The recipient's first/last name, along with the house number in this scenario, represents the user mailbox. With this information, the postal worker delivering the mail knows into which mailbox to put the letter S. Next, let's look at the network protocols used to send an email from the sender to the recipient. A handful of protocols are involved with the magic that takes place when you hit send in an email client. By now, you should already know that certain protocols were created to handle specific network-related tasks, such as email. There are 3 specific protocols involved to facilitate the outgoing and incoming email messages, and they are briefly listed below. SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is utilized to handle the sending of emails. POP3, Post Office Protocol, is responsible transferring email between a client and a mail server. IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, is responsible transferring email between a client and a mail server.
Oh, I'm fucking tired. Let's try that again.
By now, you should already know that certain protocols were created to handle specific network-related tasks, such as email. There are 3 specific protocols involved to facilitate the outgoing and incoming email messages, and they are briefly listed below. SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is utilized to handle the sending of emails. POP3, Post Office Protocol, is responsible transferring email between a client and a mail server. IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, is responsible transferring email between a client and a mail server. You should have noticed that both POP3 and IMAP have the same definition. But there are differences between the two. The difference between the two is listed below. Credit AOL, you got mail. Pop 3 emails are downloaded.
You got mail.
You got mail.
You got mail.
That is crazy.
You got mail.
And stored on a single device. Sent messages are stored on the single device from which the email was sent. Emails can only be accessed from the single device the emails were downloaded to. If you want to keep messages on the server, make sure the setting Keep Email on Server is enabled, or all messages are deleted from the server once downloaded to the single device's app or software. IMAP emails are stored on the server and can be downloaded to multiple devices. Sent messages are stored on the server. Messages can be synced and accessed across multiple devices. Now let's talk about how email travels from the sender to the recipient. To best illustrate this, see the oversimplified image below.
SMTP server. Firewall cloud, firewall. I don't understand. I really don't understand it, but
Below is an explanation of each numbered point from the above diagram. Alexa composes an email to Billy, billy@johndoe.com, in her favorite email client. After she's done, she hits the send button. The SMTP server needs to determine where to send Alexa's email. It queries DNS for
blow my damn nose.
information associated with johndoe.com. The DNS server obtains the information johndoe.com. Alexa composes an email to Billy, billy@johndoe.com, in her favorite email client. After she's done, she hits the send button. The SMTP server needs to determine where to send Alexa's email. It queries DNS for information associated with johndoe.com. The DNS server obtains the information johndoe.com and sends that information to the SMTP server. The SMTP server sends Alexa's email across the internet.
Fuck you.
Alexa composes an email to Billy, billy@johndoe.com, in her favorite email client. After she's done, she hits the send button. The SMTP server needs to determine where to send Alexa's email. It queries DNS for information associated with johndoe.com. The DNS server obtains the information johndoe.com and sends that information to the SMTP server. The SMTP server sends Alexa's email across the internet to Billy's mailbox at johndoe.com. In this stage, Alexa's email passes through various SMTP servers and is finally relayed to the destination SMTP server. Alexa's email finally reached the destination SMTP server. Alexa's email is forwarded and is now sitting in the local POP3/IMAP server waiting for Billy. Billy logs into his email client, which queries the local POP3/IMAP server for new emails in his mailbox. Alexa's email is copied, IMAP, or downloaded, POP3, to Billy's email client. Lastly, each protocol has its associated default ports and recommended ports. For example, SMTP is port 25.
Five 8 7. Port 993. $995. That's what I thought. Those sound familiar. I remember looking those up before. See, I remember trying to. Cause I remember trying to understand email headers before.
Great. We know how an email travels from point A to point B and all the protocols involved in the process. This task is to understand the components of what makes up an email message when it arrives in an inbox. This understanding is necessary if you wish to analyze potentially malicious emails manually. Before we begin, we need to understand that there are two parts to an email: the email header, information about the email, such as the email servers that relay the email body, text and / or HTML formatted text. The syntax for email messages is known as the Internet Message Format, IMF. Let's look at email headers first. What do you look for when analyzing a potentially malicious email? Let's start with the following email header fields: from, the sender's email address subject, the email subject line date, the date when the email was sent to, the recipient's email address. This is usually clearly visible in any email client. Let's look at an example of these fields in the below image. Warning: this is a snippet from an actual email. The email in the below image is from a honeypot Yahoo email address. Don't engage / interact with the email addresses or IP addresses revealed in this room.
And that's crazy. I never really figured out how you can mask. There's a way where you can mask where the email comes from, and that's when email headers come in handy, where it will say it's coming from Larry@bird.com, but really it's not. And I haven't figured out how to do that.
Note: the numbers in the above image correspond to the email header fields bullet list above. Another method to obtain the same email header information, and more, is by viewing the raw email details. When looking at an email header in detail, it can be intimidating at first, but it's not so bad if you know what to look for. Note: depending on your email client, whether a web client or a desktop app, the steps to view these email header fields will vary, but the concept is the same. In the below image, you can see how to view this information within Yahoo.
I forgot how to do that. How do you do that? There's a how I forgot how to. Show original. That's what I thought it was. Show original. Yep.
Note, the above image shows some, not all, of the information within an email's header. You can review this email in the email samples directory on the desktop within the attached virtual machine. The email is titled email1.ml. From the above image, there are other email header fields of interest.
How do I view? Damn it.
X originating IP. The IP address of the email was sent from. This is known as an X header, smtp.mailfrom/header.from, the domain the email was sent from. These headers are within
Header from donation. Let's check a spam. failed the demarc. I forgot what that means. I feel like, yeah, something with the demarc. Yeah, so when it fails the demarc, that usually means it's not coming from the original email. You are a good man. What do you mean by that? Demarc none. So when email passes a demarc, does that look different? Let's go back to Field Nation. I'm trying to see, does that look different when it does pass the demarc? Header from blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm almost done with this. I'm gonna go to the red team shit after this. I'm tired of just looking at logs and shit, man. I'm so tired of looking at logs. Where am I at? I'm on day 185. Jesus, I'm almost done with that. Got that done. That's done. Almost done with that. Then I'm gonna go back to that because that was fun. The penetration test and shit, that was fun. I might go back, run through that. Cause AI is gonna take over that pretty much. AI is probably gonna take over that too. I don't know. But at least that was fun. I'm so tired of checking logs, man. Alright, yeah, let me try to understand the demarc. Demarc pass on that. Now the demarc is showing none. So they're hiding their actual email address. I believe on this one they are hiding their email address. If it's failing the demarc, it's got to be not. That's really not where it's coming from. I would assume if it fails the demarc and it's showing none, and on email that passes demarc, that actually does come from Field Nation. That means this is not coming from where they say it's coming from. That's what I would be assuming. Okay.
Authentication results. Reply to. This is the email address or reply email.
Okay, what? What was I fucking on?
smtp.mailfrom/header.from. The domain the email was sent from. These headers are within authentication results. Reply to. This is the email address or reply email will be sent to instead of the from email address to.
I'll just check those. Authentication results. Mailgun.org. What the fuck's that even mean? Results. Google. That's correct. And when I say replied to, let's see what the replied to looks like on a legit email. Replied to would, I don't know. I'm not understanding how to read some of this. Oh look, replying to buzzingconversations.llc@gmail. I didn't even realize that. Does it look like that on the original email too? Damn it, how do I go back? Fuck. I want to see the original. I want to see what it looks like. Let's go back to my Gmail. Let's see if I can find that spam email again. Spam. Which one? This one. What was a reply to it? Reply all. Who is it replying to? Me and myself. It wouldn't. Okay, so I kind of understand what's going on. So demarc passed, and the reply to is not even the email they said it got sent from. I wonder if my email will fail demarc. Because like the Brad at Brad's IT Solutions. That's so weird. just goes to this email. Will that fill an email? Can you email? I thought you could email yourself, can't you? Is it gonna fail DMARC? No. Did I email myself or not? To Brad or Brad? Why is it not emailing myself? That was instant. Why can I not email? What's going on now? Huh. That email, that's not working. Hang on. Let's figure that out real quick. Why is that email it's supposed to be diverting emails. Let's see. Let's go to facing. There we go. Check my email. Yeah, why is that not working? I just realized that. Where'd it go? Fucking came and logged into my shit. Fuck you, Squarespace. What's going on? It keeps disappearing. Why does it keep doing that? You motherfucker. I can't even log into my shit on Squarespace. Oh, it keeps disappearing, that's why. Active. Why is it not working? Oh, it's set up and everything. I don't know why it's not working. Mailgun.org. Oh, that's my shit. I didn't know that. Whatever. Let's go back. Yeah. Anyways. Boom. Why is the email forwarding not working? What a weird. The email forwarding should be working. try a different email. Email forwarding is not working. It should be. Oh, there it is. Now let's see that. Past the D mark. Huh. Interesting.
To clarify, in the email in the sample above, the sender is newsletters@ent.nki-tech.com, but if a recipient replies to the email, the response will go to reply@ent.nki-tech.com, which is the reply to, and not to newsletters@ent.nki-tech.com. Below is an additional resource from Media Template on how to analyze email headers.
Well, email header is the same as reply to. Oh. Return path. That's not the reply. That doesn't make sense.
How to analyze an email header. Caution: it is important to know that when reading an email header, every line
Did they change it?
can be forged, so only the received lines that are created by your service or computer should be completely trusted. From this displays who the message is from. However, This can be easily forged and can be the least reliable. Subject: this is what the sender placed as a topic of the email content. Date: this shows the date and time the email message was composed. To: this shows to whom the message was addressed, but may not contain the recipient's address. Return path: the email address for return mail. This is the same as reply to. Envelope: to this header shows that this email was delivered to the mailbox of a subscriber whose email address is.
Envelope 2, let's see that. Nope, don't have that. Not a real header.
User@example.com. Delivery date: this shows the date and time at which the email was received by your MT service or email client. Received: the received is the most important part of the email header and is usually the most reliable. They form a list of all the servers/computers through which the message traveled in order to reach you. The received lines are best read from bottom to top. That is, the first received line is your own system or mail server. The last received line is where the mail originated. Each mail system has their own style of received line. A received line typically identifies the machine that received the mail and the machine from which the mail was received. CM signature and domain key signature: these are related.
I missed that.
Received: the received is the most important part of the email header and is usually the most reliable. They form a list of all the servers/computers through which the message traveled in order to reach you. The received lines are best read from bottom to top.
This one's kind of interesting, man. I ain't gonna lie.
That is, the first received line is your own system or mail server. The last received line is where the mail originated. Each mail system has their own style of received line. A received line typically identifies the machine that received the mail and the machine from which the mail was received. CM signature and domain key signature.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna donate to the Wayback Machine. This is my old website right here. Ain't that crazy? Do not. Where do I donate? I'm trying to donate. It was popping up forever now. It's not showing me how to donate. Where do you donate? Oh. Alright, I think I'm gonna donate real quick because I feel like I do not want to lose them. Yeah, I just donated. That's right. Because I feel like it's a good cause. Yeah, sure down Facebook. Yeah, that's right. I donated, man. I just donated fucking. That's what I'm talking about, man. I donated to them. I feel like it's a good cause. There's a way to I feel like there's a way to do that. No way. That is cool. What do you mean? I don't know. Figure it out later. Let's finish this. This is actually interesting. I did a good cause today, guys. I donated to the the Wayback Machine, boy. That's what I did, dog.
These are related to domain keys which are currently not supported by MT Media Temple Services. You can learn more about these by visiting http://url Message ID, a unique string assigned by the mail system when the message is first created. These can easily be forged. MIME version multipurpose internet mail extensions, MIME, is an internet standard that extends the format of email. Please see HTTP URL. For more,
You know, I want to find out what the original sender of that was. From. Oh, whatever. What up? I wonder if I can control that. I wonder if I can control that soda. Oh, look, it's showing someone's connected to the soda already. I can control someone's soda machine. Another devices. Someone's using the soda machine already. I'm gonna keep trying. There's no way someone's using that soda machine right now. I was wondering about that, if I can take a picture of that and save it.
details. Content type generally, this will tell you the format of the message, such as HTML or plain text. X spam status displays a spam score created by your service or
Nope, not a thing.
mail client. X spam level displays a spam score usually created by your service or mail client. Message body, this is the actual content of the email itself, written by the sender. Finding the original sender. The easiest way for finding the original sender is by looking for the X originating IP header.
Why is that not even on here? That's not even in here.
This header is important since it tells you the IP address of the computer that had sent the email. If you cannot find the X originating IP header, then you will have to sift through the received headers to find the sender's IP address. In the example above, the originating IP address is 10.140.188.3. Once the email sender's IP address is found, you can search for it at HTTP URL. You should now be given results letting you know to which ISP, Internet Service Provider, or WebOS the IP address belongs. Now, if you are tracking a spam email, you can send a complaint to the owner of the originating IP address. Be sure to include all the headers of the email when filing a complaint.
Ooh, I'm about to do that now, boy. I didn't mean to click that. Error.net. Where do you file a complaint at? Oh. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool.
The email body is the part of the email which contains the text, plain or HTML formatted, the sender wants you to view. Below is an example of a text-only email.
This only 30-minute lessons take me a while. Oh, where does it tell you? Content type. Text plain.
The above email contains an image, which was blocked by the email client, and embedded hyperlinks. HTML is what makes it possible to add these elements to an email.
No. Then I got an email from TryHackMe. Or I can probably change the servers then now. Go back to the original server.
To view an email's HTML code is the same approach shown below, but it may vary depending on the webmail client. In the example below, the screenshot is from Proton Mail. Again, it will be different for other webmail clients. Lastly, emails may contain attachments. The same premise applies. You can view an email's attachment from an email's HTML format or by viewing the source code. Let's look at a few examples below. The following example is an HTML formatted email from Netflix with an attachment. The web client is Yahoo.
Jesus, that's crazy.
From the above example, we can see the headers associated with this attachment. Content type is application/PDF. Content disposition specifies it's an attachment. Content transfer encoding tells us it's base64 encoded. With the base64 encoded data, you can decode it and save it to your machine.
Well,
Warning.
Alright. Well, this don't have an attachment on it. No.
When interacting with attachments, proceed with caution and make sure you don't double-click an email's attachment by accident. Note, headers specific to content can be found in various locations within an email message source code.
You know what I'm wondering?
Note: headers specific to content can be found in various locations within an email message source code, and they're not only associated with attachments. For example, content type can be text/HTML, and content transfer encoding can have other values, such as 8-bit.
In the above screenshot, what is the URI? What is the URI? Damn it. It's like the URL, ain't it? I don't know. Oh, I.am. .com. What email? Do I have this email? I don't have this fucking email. So I don't even have this email, so I have to just keep scrolling up and LSW. Is it a 0 or O? TDI. Payment update ID PDF. Reconstruct using it. What? Is CyberChef on here? Do I have CyberChef on this motherfucker? Or do I at least have internet access? Oh, awesome. No, this is gonna fucking be annoying. Especially with a slow ass VM. I copied the whole goddamn thing. I don't see it. should be right here, but I don't see it. What's going on here? I'm fucking trying forever to find any flag. I don't know. I don't know where to find it. I don't see it anywhere. Why is it? Why am I not able to? It's not popping up. Cyber Chef ain't doing a really good job. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not seeing it with whatever. It's totally not popping up with Cyber Chef, and I'm not trying to do all that fucking shit.
Now that we covered the general concepts regarding emails and how they travel from sender to recipient, we can now talk about how this method of communication is used for nefarious purposes. Different types of malicious emails can be classified as one of the following: spam, unsolicited junk emails sent out in bulk to a large number of recipients. The more malicious variant of spam is known as mal-spam. Phishing, emails sent to a target, purporting to be from a trusted entity to lure individuals into providing sensitive information. Spear phishing takes phishing a step further by targeting a specific individual, or organization seeking sensitive information. Whaling is similar to spear phishing, but it's targeted specifically to C-level high-position individuals, CEO, CFO, etc., and the objective is the same. Phishing takes phishing to mobile devices by targeting mobile users with specially crafted text messages. Phishing is similar to phishing, but instead of using text messages for the social engineering attack, the attacks are based on voice calls. When it comes to phishing, the modus operandi is usually the same depending on the objective of the email. For example, the objective can be to harvest credentials, and another is to gain access to the computer. Below are typical characteristics phishing emails have in common. The sender email name/address will masquerade as a trusted entity. Email spoofing, the email subject line and
To receive is the biggest thing.
/ or body text is written with a sense of urgency or uses certain keywords such as invoice, suspended, etc. The email body, HTML, is designed to match a trusting entity, such as Amazon. The email body, HTML, is poorly formatted or written. Contrary from the previous point, the email body uses generic content, such as Dear Sir/Madam. Hyperlinks, oftentimes uses URL shortening services to hide its true origin. A malicious attachment posing as a legitimate document. Will look at each of these techniques, characteristics, in greater detail in the next room within the phishing module. Reminder, when dealing with hyperlinks and attachments, you need to be careful not to accidentally click on the hyperlink or the attachment. Hyperlinks and IP addresses should be defanged. Defanging is a way of making the URL/domain or email address unclickable to avoid accidental clicks, which may result in a serious security breach. It replaces special characters, like @ in the email or dot in the URL, with different characters. For example, a highly suspicious domain, HTTP URL, will be changed to hxxp://www.suspiciousdomain.com before forwarding it to the SOC team for detection. CyberChef is a great tool that can help you with defanging. Try it out for the following questions. Analyze the email titled email3.ml within the virtual machine and answer the questions below. Note, Alexa is the victim, and Billy is the analyst assigned to the case. Alexa forwarded the email to Billy for analysis.
the subject line. UTF 8. Let's see. It's not base 64. What is it? I don't even see that anywhere. It doesn't even tell me that anywhere. TakeMe.com. God damn it, let's do deep. This. CCP. Oh, that was a pain in the ass.
Before ending this room, you should know what BEC, business email compromise, means. A BEC is when an adversary gains control of an internal employee's account and then uses the compromised email account to convince other internal employees to perform unauthorized or fraudulent actions. Tip: you should be familiar with this term. I have heard this question asked before in a job interview.
Fuck out. Where was I? I don't even know how to say it. your name. Hacker more. There's always people from different countries. I don't know how to say their name. Well, you missed it. I'm done now. Let's finish this. I'm going to bed.
Within this room, we covered the following. What makes up an email address?
BUC is when adversary controls an internal employee's account and they use it to compromise email account to convince other internal employees to perform unauthorized or fraudulent actions.
How an email travels from sender to recipient. How to view the source code of an email header. How to view the source code of an email body. Understand the pertinent information we should obtain from an email we're analyzing. Some common techniques attackers use in spam and phishing email campaigns. In the upcoming phishing analysis series, we'll look at samples of various common techniques used in phishing email campaigns, along with tools to assist us with analyzing an email header and email body.
Yeah.
Next room in this module, phishing emails 2.
Well, that wasn't bad. It's only supposed to be a 30-minute lesson, but I was really into it. Where we at? So almost done with SOC Analyst 1. 87%. Where we at? Almost done. And it's trying to make me take the damn certification. Not bad. I'm ranked top 2%. Alright guys, well, I'm going to bed. So